everybody, it's Tyler again. I know it's been a while since I've done a new video, so I wanted to make this one really special and do something that's personal to me. For this top 10, I'm going to be looking at something from my childhood. It's time for a look down memory lane. For those of us who grew up in the 90s, we lived through a period of big changes in technology. This time had a lot of transitions as our culture moved from the clunky and outdated toward more modern media. Sometimes painfully so. How many of you out there remember this sound? One of the biggest changes came in the format of our music. Did you know that these things aren't just for playing your iPod in the car? Back in the day, they used to have entire albums on these things. I know I'm probably dating myself saying this, but you kids today have it really easy when listening to music. Man, that song was awesome! I'm gonna listen to that again. No. 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 Almost done. Now I have my entire music collection in one convenient playlist. Where did I put that one tape that I need? There's like 50 in here. Is this... Oh man, my computer crashed. Thank goodness I have everything backed up on this hard drive. For this video, I'm going to review the best cassette tapes from when we were kids. Obviously, this is going to be based on opinion, so if you disagree with me, make your own list. With that in mind, here are the top 10 cassette tapes from our childhood. Number 10. World Patrol Kids. This audio series is about a kids pop group that travels the world singing environmentally themed songs and works to protect Mother Earth. The stories feature the talent of some pre-fame stars, most notably a young Natalie Portman. Surprisingly, this is only the second most embarrassing acting role she got in the 90s. Although I was only ever familiar with the cassette tapes, I've since learned that the production company made other materials as well, including activity books, comics, and VHS tapes. More significantly, World Patrol Kids was an actual live traveling song and dance troupe. While to my 7-year-old brain they seemed like awesome activists, the World Patrol Kids are incredibly cheesy. They're like a Kids Bop version of the Planeteers, but even more useless because of their lack of powers. Everything about this series screams early 90s PSA. From the over-the-top bad guys, to the heavy-handed messages, to the kids whose names are all based on one obvious attribute.
Einstein, DJ, and Zoom examine the debris that has washed ashore.
They also forgot Booger, Tubbs, and Crutchy. However, the most laughably bad aspect has to be the music itself. The songs all showcase the terrible 90s trend of trying to be hip. This series definitely achieved its mission of making me more green, with nausea.
Hey guys, what has 4 wheels and flies?
A garbage truck.
Oh god, it's so awful!
Despite being dated, World Patrol Kids still earns its place on the bottom of this list for the impact it left on my younger, more naive self. To paraphrase Jim Gaffigan, revisiting World Patrol Kids is like seeing a now ugly ex-girlfriend. I can't believe I ever went there. Number 9. We Sing America. Another educational series, this one was a lot better than the previous entry. Developed as a teaching tool for preschoolers, the We Sing brand has an extensive catalog of cassettes and videos that featured fun songs on a variety of subjects. Each We Sing tape also came with a songbook which featured sheet music, lyrics, and interesting facts about the topic. The cassette I most remember from this series is We Sing America, a collection of patriotic songs along with famous quotes, speeches, and general facts about the United States. Looking back, the series plays it a bit too safe. It goes out of its way to not challenge or offend, besides having a bunch of presumably white children singing slave songs.
Gonna jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Gonna jump down, turn around, pick a bale of hay. Oh, Lord.
The series is still available online, and recently entered the digital age with the debut of several We Sing apps. With its simple yet sweet songs, hopefully We Sing will continue to inspire generations to come, just without the racist elements.
Cotton needs a pickin' so bad. Cotton needs a pickin' so
White people.
bad.
Number 8. The Little Thinker Adventures. The Little Thinker series has the hostess, Nancy, taking you on a fantastical journey. These adventures covered a wide range of topics and locations, including visiting a farm, attending the circus, or flying to outer space. With its striking sound effects, magical music, and Nancy's endless enthusiasm, each tape sucked you into its imaginary world. More than anything, the best aspect of the story was the interactive element. At regular points, Nancy would pause her narration and encourage you to draw scenes she was describing. Not only did these interludes allow for a calming break in the action, but they also encouraged artistic expression.
In fact, sometimes it could be a bit too realistic. I remember the dinosaur tape, where Nancy travels back in time and encounters a T-Rex in an erupting volcano, scaring the crap out of me when I was little.
He's coming this way, that's for sure. There he is. He's seen us. We'd better run.
You're right, Professor. Let's go.
The Little Thinker adventures are still available online in both CD and MP3 format. Be sure to take your tyke on these amazing journeys. Number 7. A Child's Day Out. Another story series, A Child's Day Out tells the adventures of 6-year-old best friends Lizzie and Eric. Together, they visit fun locations for the first time, such as a farm, the aquarium, and the zoo. Written by children's author Mary Sheldon, these audiobooks were read by legendary actress Betty White. These tapes were my first introduction to Betty White. With her soothing voice and calm narration, she was like a surrogate grandma to me. In fact, she was such a personal presence to me, finding out she had a more risque side years later was a bit of a shock.
Lizzie was 6 years old. She had 5 new teeth. 2 were all grown in. 2 were at the halfway point. And if I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
In terms of tone, this one is a good counterpart to The Little Thinker. While the latter was more imaginary, A Child's Day Out is grounded and based on relatable, everyday experiences. Also, the series is geared toward a slightly older audience and deals with some surprisingly mature issues, such as religion, environmentalism, and divorce. Child's Day Out was great at capturing the childlike wonder and excitement of new experiences, and for encouraging kids to foster their inquisitive spirit. Number 6. Billy the Squid by Tom Chapin. Billy the Squid comes from Grammy Award-winning musician Tom Chapin, who's the brother of famed folk musician Harry Chapin. Much like his brother, Tom Chapin translates his talent for storytelling into his singing, specifically into his numerous children's albums. Incidentally, his cartoon counterpart bears a resemblance to a certain dad from a quiet mountain town. Unlike a lot of other silly song collections that just phone it in, on Billy the Squid you can tell Mr. Chapin is fully invested. With exceedingly engaging hooks, lively lyrics, and a mirthful mixture of musical styles, you can tell that Tom is committed to his craft. The songs on the album feature both silly and serious subjects. The standout tracks include Great Big Words, which helped me develop my vocabulary, The Ghost of Bleak House, an eerie yet fun Scooby-Doo style mystery, and the titular ballad about a Robin Hood-esque cephalopod. Tom's work stands the test of time as one of the greatest musical memories from my childhood. Number 5. Adventures in Odyssey. For anyone like me who grew up in a conservative evangelical household, Adventures in Odyssey was a big deal. Adventures in Odyssey is an audio series produced by Focus on the Family. It focuses on the fictional city of Odyssey and its many residents, most notably John Avery Whitaker, the town wise man and owner of Wit's End, an ice cream emporium. The series' large cast includes local kids who come to Wit's End to try out Wit's incredible inventions, as well as the adults, all of whom look to Wit for spiritual advice. The stories span a wide range of genres, including comedy, drama, mystery, and romance, yet all feature an underlying Christian message. Odyssey boasts some big-name voice talent, including Jess Harnell, aka Wacko from Animaniacs, Alan Young, the voice of Scrooge from DuckTales, and Townsend Coleman, who is Michelangelo in the original Ninja Turtle show. What sets Odyssey apart from some of the other entries on this list is that besides my Odyssey tapes, I actually used to listen to it on the radio, as many Christian stations still air it on a weekly basis. We didn't have cable in my house until I was about 13, so Adventures in Odyssey was my version of Saturday morning cartoons.
It's programmed to give you an adventure. Well, how about it?
God, I wish we had a TV. Ambitious and original, Adventures in Odyssey is still going strong, and I hope it continues far into the future. Number 4. VeggieTales Silly Songs. Another Christian series, this one is a bit more zany than its predecessor. VeggieTales is a kids series starring anthropomorphic vegetables. VeggieTales features inspirational stories as well as reenactments of Bible narratives. VeggieTales has been wildly successful in Christian circles. The series has even crossed into the mainstream, having been made into 2 feature-length films and parodied on several shows. The VeggieTales tape I remember was called VeggieTunes, which was primarily a collection of the show's Silly Songs with Larry. A staple of the series, the silly songs serve as a fun intermission to the main story. These sequences involve wacky, nonsensical numbers like I Love My Lips, the Water Buffalo song, and the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. VeggieTales remains enjoyable to this day, and I'm grateful for the values it produced. Number 3. Classical Kids. When I was very young, my parents used to play me classical music at night to help me sleep. Not only was it incredibly comforting, but it also helped expose me to the genre. That as well as Looney Tunes cartoons. Classical Kids was a natural extension of this early exposure. Each Classical Kids focuses on a central child character and their interactions with a famous composer. The stories themselves are well produced. They feature professional actors and cover a wide range of genres including mystery, drama, and fantasy. Of all the many tapes I listened to in the series, the one I most fondly remember is Beethoven Lives Upstairs. Set in Vienna in 1827, the story actually begins with the fabled composer's death. It then flashes back to protagonist Christoph's house a few years earlier. Christoph's father has just died, and Beethoven has rented the second-floor room. Told through a series of correspondence between Christoph and his uncle, Christoph's dislike of the madman upstairs slowly develops into an understanding of the genius and beauty of Beethoven's work. More than just stories, the strength of the series is the way it humanizes each composer. It creates an emotional, captivating connection to its characters that truly makes the music come to life. Classical Kids inspired my own appreciation for the arts, and I'm grateful to the series for exposing me to these musical masterpieces. Number 2. The Carmen Sandiego audio game. For the number 2 spot on this list, I'm going to go with a tape that's a bit more obscure. The Carmen Sandiego franchise is fondly remembered as one of the most successful educational series. Covering topics ranging from geography to history to outer space, the series provided engaging mystery gameplay while maintaining a self-aware style of humor. The Carmen Sandiego audio game is another extension of this iconic brand, albeit one that wasn't as successful. Extremely rare, only 2 of these tapes were ever made. The tape follows a similar structure to the computer games. The globe-trotting mystery adventure involves action, intrigue, and most importantly, trivia questions about the world. However, unlike the computer games, the tapes are styled more as a loving homage to film noir. Some of the best moments in the series come from its funny send-ups of the genre's stereotypical phrases.
What's your game moniker?
Any game featuring the Pop-O-Matic dice.
The tapes also come with an activity book where you could fill out answers to the various questions. It also featured character profiles, maps, and fun tidbits about various cultures. The Carmen Sandiego audio games made me appreciate the spoken word and the power of combining clever writing with sound effects to make memorable stories. And my number 1 cassette tape is 2XL tapes. Okay, I admit this one's a bit of a cheat because the tapes only work with the toy, but this is my list and I do what I want. For those unfamiliar, 2XL was an educational toy released by Tiger Electronics in the 90s. 2XL is an educational toy that has... You know what? Why don't I just let him introduce himself?
Thank you for turning me on. I am 2XL, the smartest toy robot in the world.
2XL's Brain was a series of cassette tapes, each which featured a different subject like sports, science, or the jungle. 2XL would be your guide through self-styled adventures where your choices, through the pressing of his 4 buttons, would dictate his responses. In some ways, he was like an electronic choose-your-own-adventure book, but thankfully not as traumatizing.
Is this the first time you have ever operated me? Please press yes or no now. Since you have answered yes, you are dead.
What? Endlessly replayable due to the various dialogue and story options, 2XL remains one of the most treasured toys from my childhood. Cassette tapes had a profound effect on my early childhood. In the absence of TV, they provided a source of escapism and offered some of the best entertainment around. What are some of your favorite cassette tapes? Let me know in the comments below.